May I come in, sir?
Please come, Saurabh.
Good afternoon, sir.
Please have a seat.
Thank you, sir.
Saurabh,
Yes, sir.
your full name is Saurabh Sanand.
Yes, sir.
Please introduce yourself.
Sir, I am Saurav Sanand. I am originally from Bokaro, Jharkhand. Currently, I am living in Delhi. I am a qualified chartered accountant, cost accountant, and company secretary. I am from Indian Cost Account Service. Presently, I am assistant director at DG Audit, Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs. Prior to this, I was deputy manager finance in Coal India Limited, wherein I served for more than 7.5 years. I am married and father of a 1.5-year-old son. My interests are analyzing financial case study of businesses and teaching accounts and taxation.
Okay, after looking at this DAF, why do you want to join civil services?
So, civil service as a career provides opportunity to work in multidisciplinary roles and affect people's life through policy formulation and implementation, which leads to inclusive development. So, growing up in Jharkhand, I have witnessed challenges of education, health, and infrastructure. Further, sir, I think my journey of becoming CA has taught me qualities of patience and perseverance, which are very necessary for bringing long-term developments.
But
And
don't you think your patience is too much? You have taken such a long route to start preparation for civil services. You have done so many things I have seen in your DAF. So why you took so long to start this preparation? If you have said that being from Jharkhand, you had already this idea of joining civil services.
sir, initially I did not had any idea of joining civil service. In fact, it was only when I had joined Coal India and got the opportunity of meeting civil servants that I got informed about the role and impact the civil service has on the common people.
Can you tell me any exact specific detail, any example which inspired you while interacting with the officers in Jharkhand, which inspired you to join civil services?
Okay. Sir, so as I was working in the taxation department, so I had I used to interact with the civil servants there. So assistant commissioner, deputy commissioner, I used to represent our cases, and I could see the impact they had on the policy implementation side, and especially those related to revenue collection. So I think if civil servants can effectively manage revenue, then they can have a good impact on the society. And apart from this, sir, there is a fund called DMFT fund, which is collected on royalty in mining
But
areas.
nowadays many people, in fact I have heard even Pradhan Mantri Modi saying कि ये देश बाबू ही चलाएंगे क्या. तो most of the people, in fact they are resigning also. Most of the people are joining private industries, and you have very good experience, long experience, good experience, quality wise also, quantity wise also, which I can see. Still you got inspired.
Yes, sir. Sir, because the impact it had on the common people, like I was mentioning about the DMFT fund, so those funds were used for socio-economic development of the mining areas. I could see the kind of impact that had on the common people, sir. Earlier, there was issues related to education, poor drinking water facility. So it was improved. Means the kind
Okay.
of interaction I had with them.
You are
So
from Jharkhand.
yes, sir.
Jharkhand is why it is famous and infamous. One thing why it is famous, why it is infamous.
Just one important thing. No?
Any one important thing.
Okay. Okay. So Jharkhand is very famous for its mineral resources. In fact, 40% of India's resources are in Jharkhand. And Jharkhand is infamous for illegal mining activities that take place there. So it leads to huge revenue loss for the government because of illegal
Can you
mining.
tell me roughly the quantum of revenue loss?
So,
Rough estimate.
Sir, as per the latest report, recently it was published 2-3 years back, and it had estimated that 25,000 crore was lost in only iron mining. So,
Okay.
a correct estimate of coal mining leakages was not there, but
Coal Mines Act, probably if I'm not wrong, 2015 was there. This act, how it affected coal mines and privatization?
okay. Sir, so I think you are talking about Mines and Mineral Development and Regulation Act. So which earlier So the act earlier restricted the private participation, and it said that the private parties can only use coal mining for captive consumption or electricity distribution.
Hmm.
However, looking at the issues like import dependency, decrease in coal production, and for energy security, the sector was opened, and even the private sectors were encouraged to participate. And they bought in, means the main reason for that was for bringing more research and development in the coal mining sector. As you know, sir, it is a environment polluting sector. So I think better alternatives like coal gasification or coal bed methane extraction, that can be used as an alternative for more effective coal mining, sir.
What is the current status of privatization of this coal mining?
Okay, sir. So as I mentioned, the coal MMDR Act has been amended, and private parties are allowed. So presently, around 48% of the of the proven reserve is owned by Coal India, and around 79% of the coal production is done by Coal
What is
India.
the FDI status in coal mining?
100% FDI is allowed in coal mining, sir.
When it was allowed?
Sir, the amendment which took place in 2019-20. So from
What is the impact? What is the changes after this 100% FDI permission?
Sir, so more private participation has come.
Hmm.
The more research and development, and as I mentioned, the new technologies like coal bed methane extraction, coal gasification, that got an impetus after that. So even the Coal India has set a target of 100 million tons from coal gasification and coal bed methane extraction by 2030. Even if you look at the impact, this time means the coal production in India was 997 million tons, and Coal India in fact had produced around 770 million tons, which was the highest since its inception. So the coal production has increased substantially, and Coal India has a target of 1 billion tons by 2026.
Okay. You have done your commerce from Bokaro Steel City College.
Yes, sir.
Bokaro Steel Plant, how is it affecting the environment there?
Okay. Sir, steel manufacturing, it requires both limestone and coking coal. So it is a polluting industry. So it impacts both this soil, air, water, the effluents that gets discharged from the plant. It affects the biodiversity around the area. So it
The
has.
people, those who work there in that area,
Yes, sir.
do they get any extra financial assistance also from the employer?
Sir, so regular medical checkups are done of the workers and the employees of Steel Authority. And in fact, they have a policy of good hospital facilities also there.
Do they rotate employee for some years, or do they keep them permanent in Bokaro itself?
Sir, I am not exactly sure of the sale policy, but it was policy in Coal India that after 3 years or after a promotion, you gets transferred to other areas. So I think that policy must be there also for sale.
What are the wastages in this plant, steel plant?
Sir, exactly, I'm not sure of the wastage generated by sale.
Okay, and what is the mechanism of handling those wastages?
Okay. So many byproducts can be created using the wastages like sponge iron or other byproducts. Means it can be effectively used for other construction materials. Fly ash generated can be used for construction activities, for bricks. So I think that's something.
What is India's ranking in steel production?
So India is the second largest manufacturer in the world in
Who is
terms
the
of steel.
largest?
China is the largest manufacturer.
What India can do to become global leader?
Okay. Sir, the current challenges faced by steel industry, first of all, there is high import dependency of coking coal. So 85% coking coal is imported. So one thing is, as I mentioned, sir, if the private participation is increased, so the coking coal production can be increased. Secondly, sir, we need to work on the infrastructure and logistics sector. because it adds to the
What possibility do you see in how many years, if you anticipate any progressive changes in India towards this goal?
Yes, sir.
What is your anticipation?
I think, sir, India is taking means it is taking right steps like PM Gati Shakti scheme, which has improved the infrastructure and logistics sector. All these will have a very good impact, and apart from this, there will be increase in the domestic demand as well because of these initiatives that the government is taking. I think there is one policy like Purvodaya, wherein a special impetus is given for steel manufacturers on the eastern part of the country. So, plus to counter the cheaper imports from China, Japan, and South Korea, government is presently considering three proposals. One is increasing the basic custom duty. Second is imposition of safeguard duty, and third is imposition of anti-dumping duty. Since China is also
What is the difference between countervailing duty and anti-dumping duty?
So anti-dumping duty is given if the good is imported at a price which is lower than the cost of production at the source country, and countervailing duty is levied for giving same level field for the imported products. So suppose if the domestic product is liable to GST, or in the previous regime it was liable to VAT and excise, so the imported product is also levied countervailing duty for GST or excise of VAT, so that same the imported goods are at same level playing field with the domestic goods.
You have mentioned you had got job in 2016
Yes, sir.
and you became CA in 2000.
Sir, actually my job was based on my CMA qualification.
Okay.
So later on,
Then you did, after that you did CA.
Yes, I was undergoing my CA course. I had qualified inter.
What is money laundering? Tell me in very layman language, what is money laundering?
So money laundering is basically conversion of your black money into white money. Black money is basically the unaccounted money or the money generated from illegal sources with the sole purpose of evading taxes. So you are converting that money into a source
Tell
from
me any one
legitimate
modus
source.
operandi. Any one modus operandi of converting black into white.
Okay, so one very popular modus operandi is formation of shell companies and doing fake transaction. So money is put in the shell companies and they do purchase and sale transactions to look as if the actual real transaction has taken place. In fact, without any real substance.
What is the role of CA in money laundering, in helping money laundering for any client?
I think, sir, there is a strict code of conduct and code of ethics for the CA profession. And in fact, the CAs are the cornerstone of economy in India. However, I think...
But client is totally ignorant of these tactics. Mostly people blame CAs, that CAs knows all these tactics, how to convert black into white. So every time, most of the time, whenever any client is caught, he always blames CA.
Sir, I think these kind of blame is more on the part of lack of corporate governance and especially greed on the part of individual concern, which has led to misuse of the information and knowledge that they have. So some of the frauds has taken place in past, which has put CA's name in a bad light. However, sir, since you can also look at the positive roles played by CA, because of which there is increase in the tax collection on year basis. The number of tax filers has increased. So I think CAs have played a positive role as well in the economy of India.
Currently, you are Assistant Director,
Yes, sir.
Cost.
Yes, sir.
What is forensic audit?
Sir, so forensic audit is basically finding the nitty-gritties of the transactions that has taken place. So it deals with finding the audit trail of the transaction, how that has originated, how that is connected with other things. So
What is your current role as Assistant Director?
okay, sir. So presently I am dealing with revenue leakage studies.
Revenue
Leakage studies.
leakage study. ठीक है.
And secondly, audits of
Please explain this revenue leakage study with example.
Okay. Okay. So one of the sectors that we took was good manufacturing sector. I'm not telling the exact details. So what we did was we analyzed the
You please tell us the details
yeah.
without naming.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
So we analyzed the financial statements, the cost audit report, and the GST reports of the particular sector, and then we identified what were the probable chances where revenue leakage has taken place, whether there is an underreporting of production or sales based on the related party transactions that the companies have among themselves, or they have misreported any production or misreported any consumption as such.
Is it
So,
based on facts or is it based on assumptions?
sir, it is based on facts, sir.
Facts.
Yes, sir.
Do you extrapolate them on the basis of trend?
No, sir.
Then
It is just the exact figures that they have reported in their reports. Based means it might be the financial report or the cost audit report or the GST returns that they
what
have
is
filed.
cost audit?
Okay. So cost audit is basically audit of the cost records of a company. So costing for determining whether a company is following a proper cost accounting standards, and the cost of production disclosed by them is genuine or not. So
Sometimes some CAs face ethical dilemma because sometimes some clients of CAs they demand from CA that they want tax evasion, they want in the name of tax planning, they want tax evasion actually.
okay.
How, if you face such ethical dilemma, how will you reconcile it?
Sir, I think the most important quality in any person is integrity. So I think that will be the guiding light for me to decide any of such dilemmas. So I will stick with this principle. And in case if something comes to me, I will definitely, uh, first of all, I will persuade them to not do it. And secondly, if even after persuasion that they do it, then I will report it to the competent authorities.
Okay. You have mentioned you had got Best Employee Award by Central Coalfields Limited.
Yes, sir.
According to you, what did you do to get this award?
Sir, actually, there were long pending cases of my area. So when I was made the taxation head, I got the opportunity of representing them before the taxation authorities, and based on my understanding of the case, based on case laws and the act, I was able to convince the tax authorities that the tax demand is not genuine, and which led to dropping of tax cases of around 50 crores. So for that reason I was awarded.
Which tax, GST or income tax board?
Sir, it was VAT.
Right. Okay. You have mentioned you're from Jharkhand, and what is your first choice
Sir, Jharkhand.
in IAS? Jharkhand. If you're posted in Jammu and Kashmir, then what will you do?
Sir, I will be very happy to join as an IS officer in Jammu Kashmir. In fact, any place in India. Currently, also, sir, I am serving in Delhi. In fact, sir, I would like to say that during my 7.5 years career in Coal India, I was posted in a remote location. So I think I am okay with any posting.
What is your current basic salary?
So my basic salary is 57,800.
And do you feel completely justified after giving so many years to this job? You are in this current job for how many years?
This will be my 1 year, sir.
1 year.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this assistant director 1 year.
Yes, sir.
And earlier you in Coal India?
7.5 years.
7. You are completely comfortable with this shift, sudden shift in the job?
Yes, sir. Actually, it was means this decision I took only after due deliberation and after considering all those facts, sir.
What do you say about the corruption level in government jobs?
Sir, I think the corruption levels means it has decreased to a great extent. because of the use of ICT and faceless assessments. So I think it has reduced to a great level, sir.
Okay. Saurabh, we wind up here. I found your interview really, really very, very nice. I found only two, three problems, very, very small problems, which I will tell you. First of all, so like this latest last question, when I asked, what is the level of corruption?
Okay, sir.
Then you said it has decreased.
Yes, sir.
So is there any data? Because you have declared that it has decreased.
Okay.
So
Mm.
when you have used word has,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, either you might have used ki it might have reduced, yeah, you did not face or you did not encounter any
Any
experience,
such
but you have
experiences.
declared ki it has decreased.
Okay.
One thing. Otherwise, you have been very polite, very respectful, very to the point. Communication skill, face expression, everything is fine. Another thing, you mentioned you can also. You said to me, you can also.
Okay.
So in interview board, sometimes one small word
Yes, sir.
you are then you next time you used as you know. You
Uh-huh.
use this word as
Yes,
you
sir.
know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
As you know was wrong.
Yes, sir.
You can also was also wrong.
Okay.
You can say we can say we can also.
Okay.
And then waste is with okay. You could not tell anything. It was okay, but only very few mistakes. Very few mistakes that time. But what they are expecting, because we have met earlier also.
Yes, sir.
Last time I told you only 2-3 things because you have already been working with the government.
Yes, sir.
इतना अच्छा demeanor, इतना अच्छा personality, you will get very very good marks, and you have already faced the UPSC interview.
Yes, sir.
So what was the score last time?
70%, sir.
70%. So I am 100% sure, but sometimes what happens, because if your entire interview went well, but one small thing, sometimes because many of my close friends
Yes, sir.
scored very less marks because of only one or two mistakes.
Okay.
One friend of mine used informal language, you know.
Okay.
One friend used yeah. So you have been formal, but still you know. And interviewer mentioned also after the interview.
Mm-hmm.
So otherwise, because you have been working with government sector, so you know they require complete formal behavior, and you are completely formal. You have never been informal. This statement as you know, बस मैंने इसलिए बता दिया कि at least you will keep
I
in
will
mind.
keep that in mind, sir.
And sometimes na choice of words, selection of words.
Yes.
जैसे तुमने declare किया, the corruption
It
has
has
decreased,
reduced.
has
Yes.
decreased.
It
तो
might
उनको
have
they
reduced.
feel sometimes offended.
Okay.
वो बोलते हैं who are you to tell this.
To tell this. Okay.
But हमेशा selection of words कि क्या
हाँ.
बोलना है, so that they don't feel offended.
Yes, sir.
Generalized way में you should use mild words बस. That's
Okay.
all. Otherwise तो your interview was 100% perfect.
Thank you, sir.
ठीक है.
Thank you, sir.
चलो thank you so much.